Good morning, everybody. I'm so glad to see everyone here. And it's just a nice, cool morning. We don't let this weather stop us at all. This is actually feels a little refreshing. So I'm so thankful that we have this beautiful pavilion to spend our morning together. Welcome mothers, fathers, family, friends. I see a lot of brothers and sisters here too. It's terrific to be together today. My name is Cheryl Preheim. I'm the MC for your morning. I'm the evening anchor at 11 Alive News. I anchor the 5 and 6 p.m. broadcasts, and I'm so glad to spend the day with you all here to really celebrate the lives of those who mean so much to us, and the good work of Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep, which provides such a gift and support in our community. And if you know someone who's been touched by pregnancy or infant loss and may not know about the organization, I just encourage you to share it, because I talk about it often, and I'm always amazed how many lives are touched, and you just don't know what people have gone through around you. Mark Miller's joining us. I want to bring him up on stage, and I heard him warm up earlier, and I got chills and tears in my eyes and just felt something really special about the day. And so he's going to start us off this morning, and I think in such an appropriate way, with a beautiful song titled Go Rest High on That Mountain. Mark Miller.
the sun.
beautiful, Mark. Thank you so much. And I just want to thank Colton's Comfort because I've needed some Kleenex today. I love, if you have a chance to read the label on the front, it's so beautiful. It says, when you have found yourself in a place you never thought you would be. And tears are the only words. It's beautiful. So I'm just glad to be in a place of understanding today. So thank you all. Forgive my tears. There are so many people who've worked very hard to make this day possible, and we are so thankful for them. The Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep founders, first of all, for having a vision that there was a need in our communities that so many people maybe wouldn't even know about. I have friends that experienced this decades ago, and they said no one talked about it. You couldn't really share it, and it's let alone have support through it. So what an important gift that someone would even have the vision. That's Cheryl Haggard and Sandy Pooch, and we're really appreciative that they had the vision and pursued it to make sure that there would be support for families, and that support has grown so much over the years, and we are hopeful that it will continue to grow because we know the need is there and will always be there. So our walk committee's been terrific. It's Michael Nickerson, Holly King, Ashley Castleman, Ann Vetter, Tracy Lott, Erica Maeska Sue, Omar C. Lochin, and Alex Rexford. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you for all your hard work. And our event photographers have been terrific. I've seen them taking family pictures and having so many special moments already. Rhonda Gaiman and Nicole Kreitzer. So thank you so much to Rhonda and Nicole, and again, Mark Miller. You know, my kids would tell you that I cry over everything, but it's a beautiful gift you're sharing with us today, so thank you for your song. Our sponsors, our Bronze Plus sponsors today, MPICS and Millers. Our in-kind sponsors, Colton's Comfort, the Kleenexes, I appreciate that. Land of 1,000 Hills Coffee, Pepsi Company, and Evan Bowen, so thank you so much. The Resource Pavilion, thank you to Rock Goodbye Angel. They have a wonderful table at the back with great resources. Laura's manning the table back there, and you can say hello and get some great information there as well. And we want to thank all of you for taking time on a Saturday morning to be part of our walk today, and for all the teams that were created in memory of our precious babies. What an incredible way to leave a legacy, so thank you. All funds raised today are going towards our mission. It is really sobering to think about how many have personally been impacted, and hundreds, we're talking about hundreds and hundreds of parents and families who will have to unfortunately walk in our shoes in the future. So thank you for leaving a legacy in memory of your loves. Our top fundraising team, which is $500 or more, so impressive, that's Team Jackson. Where are you? Give you a wave. Thank you, Team Jackson, great job. And thank you to Walk with Grace. Are you here this morning, Walk with Grace? There you are. Thank you, Walk with Grace. Appreciate that. You got a little one clapping on your lap. She's very excited about it. Love it. It is my honor to introduce now the CEO of Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep, Gina Harris. And Gina is one of the reasons that I felt such a strong heart connection to Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep, and that was 10 years ago when I was an anchor and reporter in Denver and was privileged to follow a beautiful family through their journey. And that family was Gina and her husband, and they trusted us to walk the journey along with them so that the community could understand why Lay Me Down to Sleep was so important and the power of its support. And she is now the CEO of the organization, and I'm so happy that she's traveled here to Atlanta to be with us today. Gina Harris.
10 years, it's hard to think about or comprehend. 10 years ago, I think I was meeting with Cheryl in a coffee shop, and 9 News in Denver was interested in covering our story, and it's something that I didn't really want to do because I didn't want to be so public about something that I felt was so private. But Cheryl, in her way, showed me that I could trust that she would put together a wonderful story about our first son, David, who was diagnosed with Potter's syndrome back in 2007, which means his kidneys never developed. And at that time, I didn't realize how common pregnancy and infant loss was. And even 10 years ago, there wasn't this sense of community like we have here gathered today. But Cheryl did an amazing job capturing David's story. And it's hard to believe that 10 years ago, on October 25th, was the first and only time that we held our son David. But that was just the beginning of our 10-year journey. After we lost David, we were cleared to get pregnant again, and we did very quickly afterwards. We were now expecting our rainbow baby, but that wasn't meant to be either. At the 16-week ultrasound, we were given more devastating news about our son, Ethan. He had cystic hygromas and hydrops, which are cysts around the neck and severe swelling and fluid around all of his organs. The doctor was surprised his heart was still beating, but he said I needed to come in every week to see if his heart was beating since Ethan couldn't really move. I started getting more and more hope, but at 24 weeks when I went in, the doctor said his heart had stopped. Ethan's condition was very severe, and we did not receive photographs of him like we did of David. We received so much healing from the photographs that we had of David from Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep, and oftentimes I feel like Ethan is forgotten because we don't have those images of him. And I know there's many of you in here that have beautiful photographs, and those of you who were not able to photograph your baby. And so I've seen both sides and how that helps with the journey, and that's why this organization is so important to me. We went through multiple tests, and the only thing our geneticists could conclude was that I couldn't have a healthy boy. And then I remember thinking about my life 10 years from then, so this was about 8 years ago, and I thought, would I regret not trying one more time? Because the evidence wasn't conclusive. And I knew that I would. And so my husband and I, we tried one more time. And that pregnancy ended in a miscarriage. I knew the statistics of miscarriages, and so my husband and I decided, let's just try one more time. And that pregnancy ended in a miscarriage. We felt hopeless. Not only were we grieving the loss of our babies, we were grieving the fact that we may never raise children of our own. So starting in 2008, my husband and I started attending a walk in Colorado, which has now become the Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep Remembrance Walk. We went there with empty arms because we had no children to bring with us. We've gone to the walk every year since then, and 2 weeks ago in Colorado, we went to our 10th walk. This walk provides an opportunity for you to publicly honor your baby. It's a community of support of others who have walked in our shoes, and it helps those who will one day need Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep in this community for support. So today, I walk with the parents who are here without any of their children. I walk with the parents who were never able to take their baby home. I walk with you as a mom who's experienced 2 miscarriages. I walk with those of you who have heirloom portraits of your baby. I walk with you who have no photographs of your baby. I walk with those of you who feel hopeless, and I walk with those of you who do not know what the next step in your journey will be. Now, looking back over the last 10 years, I've grown as a person, but I can't stand here and tell you that I have all the answers. What I can share with you is my 10-year journey, in hopes that maybe there's something that will connect with your personal journey. And one of the first things I learned was to embrace the person that I've become through this journey. My husband and I, we've made it a tradition to watch our wedding video every year, and we got married in 2004, so in 2005, 2006, even 2007, when we had just gotten the diagnosis on David. But in 2008, I remember looking at that wedding video, and I was so happy with this future in front of me, and we were going to have a family someday, and I just broke down and cried, and I thought, I want to be that happy Gina again. I want to go back to that. And I've talked to many other parents that after you've walked through this journey, you want to go back to being that person you were before. But what I've learned in the 10 years is that healing comes through the darkest days. Those days when you can't get out of bed, when you can't do another thing, when you feel like you have no hope, that's when the healing begins. And maybe we're not the same person because of what we have gone through. But our babies have made us better people. And I've learned to embrace who I've become through this. And that while at a time I felt so hopeless, I began to gain hope because I realized my babies made me the person that I am today. And I wouldn't want to go back and be the person I was before like I did. I've learned to accept the new me. I take time for myself. Some people may not believe that know me pretty well now. But I do take time for myself. I enjoy life more because I know how short it can be. I have greater empathy for people. I have a greater perspective on life that I didn't have before. And my faith has grown to a deeper level, and it's a kind of faith that I didn't believe I could ever have, but it's gone to a deeper level than what I ever expected. But it's taken me years to get to this place of healing, and I continue to have setbacks. But I encourage you to become the person that you become, or to embrace the person you become through this journey. The person that your babies have helped make you become. So after losing David and Ethan and having 2 miscarriages, we didn't know what our next step would be. Years after our losses, without planning, 6 years ago actually, I was pregnant again. We weren't planning it, but fear washed over me because now I was working and now I lay me down to sleep, and I knew every possible thing that could go wrong in a pregnancy. But despite all the odds against us and a complicated labor that resulted in an emergency C-section, 5 years ago, my husband and I brought our rainbow baby home. A boy that we were told we could never have. And so after this walk, when I'm zipping out of here, I'm getting on a plane so I can go home and see my baby in Colorado. But throughout this journey, as dark as the days may be, I have seen significant good and healing in people's lives. And so, number one, like I said, embrace the person you become, walk through that journey. But number 2, create a legacy for your baby, and you can do that in so many ways. I think of Cheryl Haggard, our founder, who through her grief and losing her son Maddox, she created this organization and even had the vision of having beautiful heirloom photographs of her son. I would have never thought of doing that. We have people like Rock Goodbye Angel that has formed, an organization out of their personal experiences. We have people who have served as volunteers for this organization, whether they are a photographer. My photographers, we have like Bert from Tennessee is here, and Rhonda. We have photographers, in here that they are connected with this organization, and many of our photographers have had losses. Our walk committee as well. They're doing something that's helping other people. But your legacy you create for your baby doesn't have to necessarily be public. It can be through private remembrance rituals. You can do private acts of kindness for people. Being here today is creating a legacy for your baby. And third, don't underestimate the power of a story. It could be your story or someone else's story. And sharing your story gives people hope. And 10 years ago, when I was very apprehensive about doing the news story that was on Channel 9 in Denver, and then it was also in the LA Times, I was very apprehensive about going public. But I will say I've met multiple families since then that they remembered seeing that story back when it came out, and it helped give them hope. And you don't necessarily have to share your story publicly. It could be a one-on-one conversation. Like when I took Lyft to get up here yesterday, and the woman was just asking me what I was doing, and I left her crying, but she was also had hope too with sharing the story, and that was a one-on-one conversation that creates that legacy for your baby. It also shows the power of your story and the impact it can have on people. I truly believe the babies represented here today have left a bigger mark on this world and a deeper legacy than most people leave in a lifetime. Your story has a powerful impact even beyond this community. We are a strong, resilient community, and together we can provide hope for others who may be going through dark times, and sharing your story will do that. Many of us ask ourselves, will I 100% be healed? And I know that not while I'm here on this earth will I be 100% healed, but I have through these 10 years been able to gain more hope and perspective. Many of us ask ourselves, why? I've stopped asking myself, why did this happen many years ago? And just a couple weeks ago, my rainbow baby, RJ, asked, why was David and Ethan unhealthy? Why were they sick? And I looked at him, I said, honey, I don't know why. I don't know why, but they are okay now, and we will be with them one day. Even if I have never completely healed, even if I never know why, what I can do now and what I can encourage you to do is embrace the person you become through this journey. Create a legacy for your baby. Remember the power of your story. So wherever you are in your journey, you may come here angry, overwhelmed, depressed, in despair, or maybe you're at peace now and you have hope. Right now, I encourage you to just be. Be where you need to be right now. It's okay. And know that you are not alone. You are in a community of caring people who will accept you for where you are in this journey. And as a community, we unite and we journey together with you.
I think about David a lot. I really do. And so he changed my life, so all their lives really matter. And today we're going to be reading the names of all the babies for that reason. We're going to be honoring them, remembering them today. And as we do that, I know I don't have to tell you this because you all understand, and it's why we're here. So I know we'll be quiet and we'll listen to each other's babies' names together. And when you hear your baby's name, please release your butterfly. I hope you all have gotten the butterfly. If not, they're over there. One thing I do want to tell you though, once you pull the tabs and open it, they may not fly immediately. They might be sleepy. It's a little cooler today. That might affect them. It can take up to 5 minutes for them to instinctively fly off. So just let them do that in their time. They will do that, and just absorb the process as it goes. But it could take up to 5 minutes. At some point, if you feel like that's not going to happen, come find us and we'll make sure you get a butterfly. If you need to get one replaced, just go off to the side. But just to be aware, because I kind of expected they would fly right away, but it's going to take a few minutes for them to wake up and fly off. But I know it's going to be beautiful as they do. So I want to bring up Joe Gaiman and Kathy Kozanek, who are going to read our names for us today, and thank them for taking the time to help us all honor the ones we love so much.
Andrew Theodore Boudry, Luke Brown, Samuel Anthony Caruso, Oliver James Castleman, Button, Matthew Allen China, Christian Allen Clippard, June Louise Denton, Hazel Ann Denton, Ethan Harley Phelps, Nate Dewberry, Shelby Bird Epstein, Baby Fortenberry, Kasai Amir Gabriel, Baby boy or girl Gabriel, Nathan Carl Goff, Phoenix Dwight Graveland, Bentley William Green, Maddox Achilles Haggard,
David Paul Harris, Ethan Robert Harris, Grady Michael Hayes, James Trigg Hyder, Ryan David Heitzman, Riley Heitzman, Reagan Heitzman, Miracle Hernandez, Ethan Taylor Holcomb, Ava Carolina Jimenez, Aixa Amaris Jimenez, Adam Karabegovich, Haven Piper King, Kinley Elizabeth Lewis, Dennis Adrian Lopez, Jackson Gabriel Lucero, Zoe Noel Mason, Merrick Austin Medlin, Macy Lynn Mershon, Blake Anlise Mitchell,
Jacob Michael Nicholson, Angel Baby, Curtis Mark Owens, Nora Elizabeth Phillips, TJ Rasnick, Sophia Madeline Rexford, Tiffany Brooke Richter, Caden Michael Sanders, Easton William Satterfield, Cole Stephen Schmidt, Max Alexander Silochin, Hudson Warren Smith, Keena Marie Smith, Matthew Clifton Solomon, Riley Kate Stalker. Clara Len Steffo. Simran Subrahamian. Declan Liam Sullivan.
Baby Torres. Isabella Grace Torres. Amira D. Faith Tucker Barnes. Baby Tudini. Grace Ellen Vetter. Miranda Vijordo. Helena Grace Willis. April Hope Wright. Cody Breyer. Kaylee Shea. Hunter Thomas. Samuel Jackson. Olivia Grace. Lane. Rocco. Twin A. Twin B. Angel. Finn. Baby boy Isherwood. Saleh Grace Hadley.
Thank you, Joe and Kathy. Appreciate your reading the names of our babies and giving us an opportunity to honor them while we're gathered here together. And I know I've seen some of the butterflies starting to fly off. Mine did just a bit ago. If you have registered and for some reason your baby's name was not read, be sure and find Gina or someone here with a walk. Gina's right down here, and we will make sure and acknowledge them. But we wanted to bring Mark Miller back on stage. He has another gift to share with you as he performs the dance.
Looking back on the memory of the dance we shared beneath the stars above. For a moment, all the world was right. How could I have known you'd ever say goodbye? And now I'm glad I didn't know the way it all would end, the way it all would go. Our lives are better left to chance. I could have missed the pain, but I'd had to miss the dance. Holding you, I held everything for a moment. Wasn't I the king? And if I'd only known how the king would fall, then who's to say? You know I might have changed it all. And now miss the pain, but I'd had to miss the dance.
Thank you, Mark. We want to join together in unity as a pregnancy and infant loss community. When I announce what describes you, please stand and raise both of your hands. When all hands are raised, we will connect hands as a symbol of support and comfort on our journeys together. If you are a parent, please stand and raise your hands. Siblings, those brothers and sisters, stand and raise your hands. And grandparents, extended family, friends, volunteer photographers, all supporters of this cause, together, raise your hands. Now join hands with the people around you. In your journey, you may have felt isolated and alone at times, but we know that we walk here united, and we stand with you to honor and show remembrance to your baby. Please release your hands, and as you release your hands, we're going to journey together for a reflective remembrance walk. And we ask that you all take the walk together. And all the babies' names pre-registered are going to be alphabetically in groupings and large signs. You're going to see them along the route. For those of you who created a team and raised over $125, you'll also have an individual remembrance sign for your baby. If you have a sign along the route, you can take it with you. You can collect it before you leave. And we ask that you take the metal stands and return those, though, to the registration table. Thank you all so much for being here today, for sharing the memory of your babies with us all. And we look forward to taking this journey now together. You can follow Laura, I believe, is going to be right down here. We're going to gather here. Tracy is going to be down here too. And we'll walk together along this side of the stage. Thank you so much. I hope you feel the peace and comfort together as we go on our journeys.